731 Charlie Alpha, clearing.
Do have a heavy to extreme cell at your 1 to 2 o'clock.
The reports the pilot of the plane may have been doing aerial acrobatics just before the...
By no stretch of the imagination are we healed, and we may never be healed.
It's the morning of August 22nd, 2021. 13 pilots and 5 aircraft are departing from various airports along the West Coast to meet at Shelter Cove Airport in Northern California. Among them are November 300 Delta Golf, a Cirrus Vision jet out of Oakland, and 2 Cirrus SR-22s, one departing from San Carlos Airport, the other from Corvallis, Oregon. The remaining 2 aircraft were not Cirruses. 3 hours later, in the early afternoon, witnesses on the ground at Willows County Airport in Central California reported seeing multiple piston aircraft flying 360-degree turns in the vicinity of the airport, including a Cirrus. Homeowners reported hearing jet noises and the unmistakable smell of Jet A. What events transpired that fateful day to cause these pilots to fly in circles? To understand more, we will need to turn back the clock and retrace the chain of decisions that led up to this tragic moment. The weather throughout California and Oregon that day was marginal, with low visibility due to widespread haze and smoke from fires. VFR conditions prevailed inland, but the California coast was typically hugged by a low marine layer. There is no weather reporting at Shelter Cove and no approaches. The pilots would require VFR conditions in order to land. The SR-22 out of Corvallis, being the furthest distance away, had departed first and was already en route. Approaching Shelter Cove from the south, the pilot keyed up the radio with some bad news. The weather was not looking promising for a visual approach, and the group would likely have to divert. By this time, the Vision jet, the other SR-22, and the other non-Cirruses had already departed, all converging on Shelter Cove from various directions at different altitudes and speeds. The pilot of the Vision jet, being the natural alpha predator, made the decision for the group. They would divert to Willows, further inland where there was no marine layer. Radar data from that morning shows multiple aircraft turning eastbound towards Willows Airport. Although the Vision jet has a sharper turn and the longer flight, its superior speed allows it to reach the airport at the same time as, or even slightly before, the slower aircraft. The Vision jet pilot is on an IFR flight plan and has already commenced the RNAV approach at Willows, giving him both legal and ethical priority over all other piston aircraft in the vicinity. The SR-22 pilot and the pilot of the other aircraft has no choice but to begin flying 360s. Witnesses on the ground reported hearing a loud noise and the sound of an engine coming in and out. One local resident reported seeing the Cirrus at only 200 feet above the ground and at a 90-degree banked turn. What happened next is relegated only to our imaginations, but what we do know is that it cost a young, vibrant group of pilots their time, their fuel, and most importantly, their pride.